All right, and there we go, guys. Welcome to Wednesday WIP Knockout, where today's objective is to start chiseling away, knocking out some of the WIP projects that you have currently on your hook or on a hook that has been placed somewhere else around your home. Today, we are going to be pulling out 3 projects that either you're currently working on or haven't worked on in a while, and we are going to give them a little attention, undivided attention, to try to make some forward progress in them and get them closer to being done off of our plate and out of our, they're not taking up real estate anymore. I don't know if you have the same problem, but for me, when I have accumulated a lot of projects, they're just taking up space. They're taking up room. I have them like all over the house. It's a problem. And if not, I can do track. What's Instagram? Why are you having a problem, Instagram? Why are you being difficult on Instagram? Let's find out. Create. Go live. Let's try this. Trying. All right, come on. Today's June 11th. I can't believe it's June 11th already. Can you believe it's June 11th already? Oh my goodness. We're gonna make it public. Public. Anybody know that reference? Public. It's a. Oh my gosh. It's from the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. Ron White. There you go. I was like, it's going to come to me. It's going to come to me. But anybody here ever watched the Blue Collar Comedy Tour? I know I'm probably aging myself a little bit here. But watching Ron White, and he's like, public. They threw me into public. Okay, I'm just trying to hook up Instagram because over here, I use StreamYard. And StreamYard really helps remove. Cancel. StreamYard helps me to reach multiple platforms. Let's see if... Okay, Instagram. So sorry. It's saying nope. Oh, well. All right. So sorry, Instagram. Hopefully next time. But for everybody else, we are here to tackle another WIP Wednesday knockout. It is 2:03 my time. In 2 minutes, we're going to begin session number 1. If you're brand new to my WIP Wednesday knockouts, please say something in the comments. I love to welcome new people. We had a lot of people. Where's my paper? I have so many papers, guys. I make a lot of lists. I do. It's a problem. So many people shared last week that they finished projects, and I did not get an opportunity. I mean, I didn't see them because after I go live, I then go back through the comments and I read through like, what did I miss? Because I have some FOMO with that. Hi, Denise. Welcome. I will definitely say hi to everybody in just 1 second, but I'm just going to stay hyper focused for 1 more minute. As soon as I can start our first 20-minute session, then I will relax a little bit. But for now, guys, make sure you have a project, just any project. It can be crochet. It can be something else. I've had people color before. I've had people choose these 20-minute sessions to do chores or something with their work. So you choose how you want to hyper focus for 20 minutes. And I'm just going to be ready to, oh, there, 2:05. Session number 1 has just begun. Yay! Okay, so I do this on purpose for replays. If anyone can't make it, because it is 2 p.m. on a Wednesday, well, Central Standard Time, because I live here in Texas, and not a lot of people can make it. So I try to be very strict with the clock because for replays, people can know, oh, I can just fast forward 5 minutes and I can begin my first session. Awesome. Oh my goodness. Okay, we can slow down a little bit so I can say hello to everybody. Thank you so much for making it in. Hopefully at this point in time, you're not even looking at the screen. You're hyper focusing on your project and you're going. You're making that chisel. You're making that forward progress. Hello, Kelly. Hi, Linda. Hello, Brittany Amelia. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Dawn. Thank you so much, everybody, for making it in today. I just am so happy you guys made some time. La, la, la. Trisha's in the house. Welcome, Trisha. Hi, Kelsey. I see you. I see you. Just welcoming everybody. How was the retreat? The retreat was amazing. It really was. So if you did not know, I just hosted a crochet retreat, not last week, but the week before that. So we are now I'm officially home for a week and a day from Florida, where I hosted my crochet retreat. Last week was rough. It was like I was just hitting the ground running, doing a lot of catch up. Because while I was at before I even went to the retreat, before we even started the retreat, I was like front loading my content. I was making making a video for that week and a video for the next coming week. And I was just a lot happening, a lot going on. And there was just madness before the event, prepping for me to be gone. And then I was gone at the event and I was focusing on everyone that was there. So I let some other things just I let them go because I wanted to hyper focus on people. And I loved doing that. I learned so much. It really is. It's such a treat being able to talk to people in real life, because when you're behind a camera and you're just talking to a camera, your idea of what people want or what they need is skewed. It's skewed a little bit. It's skewed because I'm getting so much feedback from so many different directions. I'm like, which way do I go? And then also I'll hear some people wanting to do one thing and I do it and I don't get a great response because maybe one person wanted to know that, but just one person and nobody else. And I'm like, okay, all right. But talking to people in real life and hearing their pain points or their interests or their crafting journeys, their crochet journeys, like my sign in the background behind me. I keep that up there because it's very true. It's very important to me. Hello, Christine. Hi, Leslie. Thank you so much for making it in. I love this sign because I think it's so true. Crochet is a personal journey. Where will it take you? Because every person's story that I hear is so different and it's so powerful, and I just love to hear it. So that was one of the big things I personally really appreciated about the crochet retreat, but we had a blast. We had a lot of fun. So I am here live with you guys. If you have any yarn or crochet related questions, please ask them in the chat. It would be helpful if you do have a question that you start it with a couple question marks, because I'm going to be quickly scanning. Things move pretty fast in the chat, and I just need to scan quickly, and I'm going to look for those cues, the question marks, so that way I can question marks, stop. It's like my stopping. Please do not use the question marks just to say a comment that you want me to read. that has happened, and I it's fine, but it just stops. It stops the momentum. It stops everything. I do promise, though, that after I get through questions, that I join the conversation. I'm like, hey guys, what's up? What have you guys all been talking about? So we have 15 minutes. And 35 seconds left of session number 1. We are deep into session number 1, where you are hyper focusing on project number 1. What are these grounds on or names? I don't know. Awesome. Okay, so Bean, I love it. I love the name Bean. Bean over here says, finished my socks from last week. Congratulations. Big shout out to Bean for finishing her socks. It's a beautiful feeling when you finish a project. You get those dopamine rushes. You get all the positive feels, and it just feels so good. That project is now done. It's off your plate. It's now not taking up any room in your project area, and you're able to move on and buy more yarn. Or use up what you already got, something fun, something new. Hi, Abby. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Kenny. Welcome. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Shirley. And hi, Jill. I'm glad you could make it in. Hi, Connie. Hi, JP Studios. And Donna. Welcome. Okay, looking for those question marks. Hi, Dawn. that. Someone got my Ron White, my Ron White thing. Yep. Oh man, I loved that. I love that show. Oh, I love this. Linda asked to be held accountable. Okay. You're getting it. You're getting it good, Linda. Please read, y'all. This is from her. She says, please need y'all to help hold me accountable. A friend asked to do a project together. I thought 48 by 60 inch throw in mile a minute. She gave me 14 strips that are 88 inches long each. Oh dear. What? What was she doing? It almost seems like your friend just kind of went without counting. She just like, here we go. Oh dear. Oh, hi Michael. Thank you for making it in. So you said need your help hold me accountable. You thought that the blanket you guys were going to make together was 48 by 60. She gave you 14 strips of 88 inches long. Dude. I mean, so Linda, my question to you is, do you just have to join them together, or are you having to copy her 14 88 long strips? Like, let me know like how we're holding you accountable here, right? Okay, 12 minutes and 24 seconds left, guys, of session number 1. Oh man. La la la. Question marks from Tanya. Tanya says, where can we get the temperature colors for the blanket? This is my very first live to catch. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're able to make it. Yay, that's exciting. And she says, I'm lost. Help. LOL. No worries, Tanya. So a lot of people struggle with temperature blanket colors. It's like, I feel like people... I feel like people think, I'm going to make a temperature blanket. I'm going to be playing with all these different colors. And then they stress out about all those colors meshing together to make this like stunning masterpiece. And it really doesn't have to. It can, because it's not necessarily the throw blanket that you drape over the back of your couch and it complements the room. A temperature blanket is more, you're in it for the concept more than the final product. So yes, a temperature blanket can look gorgeous at the end, but it's what the temperature blanket represents that is the super cool part of it. So there's a couple different ways that you can go about picking colors. One is, don't think about the blanket itself. Think about the temperatures. How are you breaking down your temperatures? How are you identifying, okay, this color represents this temperature range. This color represents this temperature range. Then, okay, if it's like 90-degree weather, what color do you think of when it's like hot outside, 90 degrees Fahrenheit? What color do you think of when it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit outside? And you just kind of, you can either think of what colors you think of, or you can go to the craft store, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, because Joann's unfortunately, like, RIP, rest in peace. Maybe something will come of that. I don't know the details of that, but you can go to the craft store and you can see which color brands have enough different color variations for how many colors you need for your temperature blanket breakdown. Or you can go online. Hirschners.com is my favorite online source. The Premier Yarns is up there. It's my next go-to. Hirschners is just, it has Premier in it. Hirschners is kind of like a blanket. It has like a bunch of different brands there. So you can just like one-stop shop. But Hirschners, Premier, and I think those two, Love Crafts would be a good option. They have a lot of yarns with a ton of different color options. And then you can just be like, okay, 90-degree weather. I look at all their color options, and that one reminds me of 90-degree weather. Okay, so there's one option. All right. Another option that some people do is they do a color gradient where they stick with one color. Let's say purple, and it's a range from like the lightest color purple possible all the way to the darkest color purple possible. And each shade of purple like is connected. Or you could also go, something that I like to do is I go on pinterest.com, and I look up color palettes. And you can actually search up temperature blanket color palettes, and there are options that will pop up for you and give you some suggestions. But I think what my thing for you, temperature blankets for me is a very personal experience. When I see images of other people's temperature blankets, it represents them and how they connected to that temperature range, or how they chose to represent their blanket. I know some people, they're like, please just give it to me. Like, what do I need to buy? How much do I need to buy? And let me like not even think about it. Let me just go. And that, you could do that. There are options. There's actually a website called, I think it's called temperatureblankets.com. Or if you go on Google and type temperature blankets, I think there's a website. Somebody let me know in the comment section if they know this website, but it's like temperatureblankets.com or something like that. And they help you with color options and stuff like that. I know that colors is a really challenging aspect of temperature blankets, but I really wouldn't let that stop you, because I've seen some pretty like random off the wall colors being put together, and it looked crazy, but it looked really cool and it worked. So yeah. I mentioned Pinterest.com color palettes because on their color palettes, they'll show you a bunch of different colors that look really good together. So if you're concerned about your finished project looking stunning, looking beautiful, then you can just go there, look at the color palettes, and you know that all those colors, they work together. Cool. Thank you for asking that question. We got 6 minutes and 26 seconds left of session number 1. Thank you for all the hearts over on TikTok. Mwah. I appreciate that. Thank you. Tanya asks another question. Sorry, it takes me a second to get through these. If I'm like way at the top here. How do you gauge a wearable? I'm making a dress. The gauge says 14.5 double crochet times 8 rows. That gauge seems a little interesting to me. Usually a gauge doesn't have a fraction of a stitch, but okay, we're going with it. It's a 4x4 inch swatch section, and you said that you're confused about that. How do you gauge a wearable? So generally, in this case right here, they gave you a 4x4 inch swatch gauge, so that way you can try to match your stitch tension with theirs. That little swatch gauge is not going to be the thing that tells you what size that you want to make. There are ways that you can find that out, but that's not the purpose of the swatch gauge in the pattern. The swatch gauge in the pattern is more so to say, okay, make this swatch. For me, the pattern designer, I was able to get this many stitches in 4 inches, and I was able to get this many rows in 4 inches. I need you to try to match that, so that way when I say you're making a size large, you're actually making a size large. Some people skip the gauge. They're just like, nope, I'm just going to go right into the pattern. I am going to just follow the instructions. I got this. I've been crocheting for a long time. I know what I'm doing. And oh my gosh, Cozy Up Crochet. Mwah. Thank you for all the hearts. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you. But what ends up happening is if your yarn is slightly thicker or thinner, or if your crochet hook or your tent is, like a different material, wood, aluminum, resin. I always forget that one. Resin or plastic. 4 minutes, guys. 4 minutes. it can affect your stitches, how the crochet hook is gliding, how tight the crochet hook is making your stitches, and then your stitch tension, big deal. So if you're looking at this pattern, Tanya, and you're looking at this gauge, then just make a little swatch to see if your swatch, the number of stitches in 4 inches matches 14.5 double crochet, or 4 inches tall, you have 8 rows in a 4-inch gauge. Okay. If you do, then you're on track with the pattern designer, and you can just jump right into the pattern and just like follow along. If you have more stitches in your row, that means you crochet tighter than she did, and you might want to go up a crochet hook size, because that'll help you loosen up your stitches. Or you just might want to focus on loosening up your stitches a little bit, and vice versa. If you have less stitches in your row than she did, or less rows in 4 inches than she did, less stitches in the row, more rows, because your stitches are bigger than hers. And if that happens, then you can go down a crochet hook size to try to tighten up your stitches a little bit. But you're going to try to get your gauge, your stitches, to be as close to hers as possible. And that's all that means. Okay. I hope that helps. I hope that gives you a little peace of mind. Or like, you look at gauge and people, like, they just have never used it before, and they're like, I don't know what that means. I don't know how to use it. I don't know why to use it. It's just an extra step. We're going to skip that. That's what most people do. But in reality, doing it is going to save you so much time, because too many times people have been like, oh man, I didn't swatch. I didn't gauge that wearable before I made it. And I thought I was making a large, and it came out a size medium, or it came out a size small, and now it's too small for me and I can't wear it. I need to give it to somebody else. Or I thought I was making a medium and it came out extra large, and that's like way too big for me. Sure, I'll wear it, or I might just gift it because it's not the size that I wanted. So instead of like getting super far in a project, investing all the time and money on materials to make that item, and then you can't even use it, you might want to just go ahead and make that small little swatch before you begin. You're like, oh man, all right. I know it's a pain, but it's so worth it. About 1 minute and 15 seconds left of session number 1. You're doing amazing. See how far you can get in your project before the time is up. I want to welcome everybody from Facebook. Jennifer's over on Facebook. Hello, Jennifer. Thank you for making it. All of the amazing people from YouTube. Kay is also on Facebook. Welcome. Thank you for being here. And then all the people over on TikTok. Cozy Up Crochet. You are killing it right now. Like, thank you so much. And unfortunately, Instagram, usually it works. But today it said that the link was having issues. And I'm like, of course. Well, I mean, at least they know all the ways to find me, because I'm like on 4 platforms. They can find a second, like a backup platform to come hang out. Okay, before we get too far, we got roughly 25 seconds left. I am going to be announcing a giveaway in session 3 today. So please stick around so that way you know what to do. So to enter into the giveaway. And then next Wednesday, I will announce who the winner is. So please, if you're going to enter, try to make it next week also, because I have had a winner win, and I tried to reach out to them. I commented on their comment. There's only so much I can do because I don't know your information. Never heard from them. Never heard back from them. And I was like, that's a bummer. They won a really good prize too, but all right. So if you're going to enter, please come back and watch to see if you won. Oh, thank you so much for the rose. Smells good. Love it. Okay. I have a 5-minute transition going on right now. If you're brand new to my Wednesday WIP knockouts, session number 1 done. 5-minute transition is for you to find a good pausing, stopping spot. So if you are really close to finishing your row, really close to getting to a good place to stop, just get there. I want to make sure that this is a very relaxed, calm session. I don't want anxiety. I don't want stress. This is just like, all right, let's get there. Also, make sure to stay hydrated. Take a drink. It's very important. Sometimes we get in the groove and we forget to drink, and then all of a sudden we start to cramp. Not good. Also, this is a great opportunity if you need to go use the restroom. Or if you don't have project number 2 set up yet, maybe you came and you had your first project right next to you. You're like, oh, I'll just grab that right now. If you would like to do a second project in session number 2, you have time to go and find that second project if you don't have it next to you already. Or if you are one of those rare people, Fran, I'm going to shut you out because I have so much respect for you and your one project at a time. Restraint and discipline. I'm just like, girl, like I wish I can't though. But if you are a one project at a time person where that's all you can do, then just know like you can set your project down for a second, like chill, get up, and then sit back down and be ready in 3 minutes for our session number 2 to begin. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dig into the comments a little bit more. There's a little bit more in there. I want to make sure I get to those questions. And I do have stuff that I'm eager to talk to you guys about, but I want to make sure that you're here. I respect your time. I respect that you're here. I'm so grateful that you are here. And so I want to make sure that if you have a question, I will give you my best answer. I will give you my best answer. Oh man. Okay. Right. I was like, do I? Okay. Connie over here on YouTube says, I have been using a Furls acrylic hook for my temperature blanket. Do you think it will work with the beads you are using for the January stitch of the month? Or should I change hooks? You'll be fine. So the reason why I chose to use, let me get them. The reason why I chose to use these pony beads is because of how big they are. So I'm using clear. They look white in the package because the back is white, but the pony beads that I'm using, they're clear. See there? It's clear. Don't look at my face, look at my hands. There we go. I got it. But it's got the biggest hole that I could find for beads that were easily accessible. And so what I'm going to have you do, I mean, I don't want to kind of like ruin the surprise for July, but we're going to thread the beads onto our yarn first. And then we're going to crochet around the beads. So you using your furls is fine because we're not sticking the crochet hook into the bead. That is a technique. That's not the one that I'm going to use. Okay. So yes, keep using your furls. You are fine. I actually had somebody mention to me, they're like, what if you want to use different color pony beads? I'm like, if you want to use different color for beads, by all means, it's your blanket. If you think another color would accent really cool, really well, then do it. If you think that maybe you want to match your beads as close as possible, because I know there's only so many options, right? If you want to match your beads as close as possible, hi Dee, welcome in. Then you can do that, and then just like let the beads be there. That's why I did clear, because I wanted them to be there, be noticeable, but not a big distraction, I guess you could say. So I had a lot of people ask me about crocheting with beads. People were curious, and I was like, this blanket is a fantastic opportunity for us to just do it. All right. Session number 2 has just begun. Go ahead and pick up your project and begin hyper-focusing, looking down, seeing how far you can get in your project in 20 minutes. But yeah, so that was when I was thinking about the 2025 temperature sampler blanket crochet along project that we were going to do. And keep in mind, I was designing this project in October, November of 2024, trying to do my best to get everything like figured out before we dove in for January because my first video for this, the temperature blanket for 2025 was the last Saturday of December 2024. So we were still technically in 2024 when we began this project. But when I was back thinking, 12 months, we're doing something different every month to keep our interest, keep our engagement with the project, keep it interesting, keep the retention as much as possible, because I get it, because I lose interest in things pretty quickly. I was like, what can I do? And the first half of the year were stitches that I felt like many of you may have played with before, but there would be a lot of people that maybe have never played with those stitches before. And they're fun, they make great projects, and they're fairly beginner friendly, right? And then the second half of the year, starting in July, month 7, I'm going to bring some really cool, fun techniques and materials, so like beads, for example, into the mix. It's not going to be hard. It's not going to be complicated. It's just going to be different. And I want to give people that experience, so that way now they know, oh, okay, I've done that before. I think this would be a really cool idea to use in this project or that project. And it's just a way of getting people exposure to something new and something different. And it might just explode their creative brain, which is what I want. I want to give you guys tools to be extremely creative and, give you things to play with. All right, Linda answered the question. Awesome. So Linda was the one that said her friend, she wanted us to hold her accountable. She said that her friend and her went in on making a blanket together, and her friend gave her 14 88-inch long strips. And I asked questions, and she's responding and says, I'm working 2 rounds per strip around. You're working 2 rounds around each 88-inch strip, and then you're joining them. Your friend is 86, so lots of grace. Totally understand. My heart goes out to you. I get it. You say that, and I'm like, I get it. You got the strips in April. Need to finish it next Wednesday. WIP. It's your own deadline. So you're at the point where you're like, I'm done with this project. You're like, I want to just be done with it. I want to put it behind me. And so you're giving yourself your own deadline, your own, this is the last day. It's going to be done. Your objective. Yeah, there you go. And so totally respect. So, guys, we gotta ask Linda. I'm going to write a note. Okay, ask Linda how the strips are going. Ask Linda M. I'm going to be specific. Linda M. How the strips are going. And I feel your pain in the sense of I just sort of went through that with my daughter's granny square top that I had been working on for a long time, and I wanted to get it done by her birthday. And you think of it and you're like, you think of what you're being asked to do. I just got to join them together. It can be a super simple join. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, right? And you're like, oh, I can whip that out, no problem. But you then get into the project and you're like, this is taking longer than I thought. I do that to myself all the time. I underestimate how much time it's going to take me to do something all the time because it sounds so simple. A lot of things, they sound so simple. But with crochet and a lot of fiber arts, it takes more time than you think because of everything that goes into it, right? And so, fingers crossed for you, Linda. I will be asking Good luck on making your 2 rounds per 14-inch strip and joining them. I hope you have like a joining idea what join method that you want to use to join them all together. And I'm just so excited that you went in on this project with your friend, because that sounds like it meant a lot to both of you. It meant a lot to both of you. And so that's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. All right. Brittany says, did you get my 2? Yes, I did. I got them. If I didn't, I thought I responded. If I didn't respond, then I did get them. I haven't been able to give the Crochet Iron Crafter much attention in the last like 3 weeks because of all the 4 weeks. I didn't get to touch it much at all last month because of the madness. May was madness for me. So I have a little catching up to do for June, so I can be ready in July for us to do that together. Okay, so we are in session number 2, everybody. We got 13 minutes left of session number 2, just a little bit more, 13 minutes, 15 seconds. And then after session number 2, we're going to do a crochet or stretch together. Think about our physical health as crocheters, as crafters, take care of ourselves, take care of our bodies. And it's just short. It's a really short little thing. And then after that, we'll jump into session 3, and I will be talking more about that giveaway that I mentioned. Oh, Cozy Up Crochet. Thank you so much for mentioning that. She goes, or Cozy Up Crochet says, best tip for teaching someone to crochet left-handed when you are right-handed. If it's in person, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. I think it's just getting a lot of love from Cozy Up Crochet, which thank you so much, Cozy Up Crochet. What I have seen some people do if they're teaching in person is they sit across from each other. Like this person is sitting this way and this person is sitting that way. That way you're mirrored to each other. And so when you're doing something, they're having to mirror it with their hand movements. I've heard that works really well. If you're able to make a video of what you're doing, you can easily take that video and flip it. And when you flip the video image, it actually makes a right-handed version of a video look left-handed. And then it helps so many lefties, whether or not that person is normally a left-handed person. It doesn't matter as long as the left-handed person got the help that they needed and they're able to make sense of what's happening. And so those are 2 things that you might think about doing, Cozy Up Crochet. And then, hello, Doodle Noodle Creations. Oh, I love the name. You are so, so welcome. I'm glad that this helped. Looking for those question marks. If you have a question, please start your question with a couple question marks so that way I know to stop. Oh my gosh, Dawn, congratulations. She said another round done on our basket. She refuses to quit. Good for you. And happy early birthday, Amelia. Oh, thank you so much. That was it. Ronell. Thank you. They like my eye makeup. Awesome. Okay, all caught up over there. And I think I'm caught up over there. Cool. So I am a huge bonehead, and I reached out to everybody on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and TikTok earlier in this week, asking everybody if they had any questions. Oh, Feather Song Crochet. My question is still unanswered. Can you re-ask it? I think it got lost. Feather Song Crochet. Can you please re-ask your question? I want to make sure I get to it. I did ask all these people, all these platforms, like if you have a question, please let me know so that way I can have it prepped and planned. And then of course I did. I had something come in and take up a bunch of my time. So I'm currently transitioning my Crochet Club membership from one platform to another platform. And in doing so, like we're doing this month is happening. And so the last 2 days, it has needed a lot of my attention. And unfortunately, it just consumed me to make sure I've got some certain things done, accomplished, to move some things over. And I'm actually currently still moving things over, but it's almost there. It's almost ready. So I didn't get to those questions, but I promise that I will go look at those questions and I'll have them ready to go next week. Feather Song, I am waiting for you, honey. I just want to make sure I get that question answered for you. In the meantime, okay, things that I missed last week. Kimmy from the Crochet Cabin left a comment saying, my daughter wants a weighted blanket. Any suggestions? And I think that's an awesome idea. I know my daughter loves weighted blankets as well. You can either use a thicker yarn or you can combine yarn to just make it thicker. And the thicker the yarn, the more weight you're getting per stitch, and it'll make for a weighted blanket. Something else that you could do if you're inclined is you could try doing those little square puffs where you make little squares and you can either fill them with beans or polyfill or something. And then you make the squares and you join all the squares together and it's weighted. So those are two options that you can go with. Generally, I think most people, they find a thick yarn, a size 6, size 7, so super bulky, super chunky, or a jumbo, and then they will go from there. Oh, great. Fun song. Okay. Yes. Summer items besides soap sacks, which we are currently making. Yes. For donation. Summer items besides soap sacks, which I'm currently making. Are you referring to the social media post that I just posted on Monday where I mentioned some summer projects that people could do? Or are you asking about other charity campaigns? I need a little bit more from you, Feather Song, because I could go a couple different directions and I want to make sure that I'm answering exactly what you're asking. And then Kelly says, when are you going to do the drawing? I'm announcing a giveaway in the 3rd session. I want to give everybody an opportunity to enter into the giveaway. Even if they couldn't make it live with us today, they have like a full week to watch the replay. And if they do, to enter, and that makes it fair for everybody. Oh my gosh, you crocheted a dog dress? That is so awesome. I love it. All right, so thank you so much, Kimmy, for asking. And then Linda, I think it's the same Linda, you finished 2 WIPs Monday evening. Will not start a new one until 2 more are done. So for this, Linda, I wanted to just congratulate you for finishing your 2 WIPs. That is a big, big deal. And I, again, am just so, what's the word? I have so much respect for you that you have so much restraint that you're like, no, I'm not going to start another one until I finish these 2. Oh, I didn't see that. Looking for donation items. Oh, awesome. Feather Song's looking for donation items for the summer. So some other, right off the top of my head, you could make 7-inch by 9-inch rectangular sections and send those to Warm Up America. And that is an awesome stash buster opportunity because they don't care what it looks like. You can take whatever yarn, make it like a scrap project, and you just like join all of your yarn together and just make a bunch of rectangle sections, and they love it. They're like, cool. And we have 4 minutes and 25 seconds left of session number 2, guys. Hopefully you are killing it. Then another project. If anybody in the comments has any ideas of summer crochet projects that you could donate, please let me know. That way we can all help out Feather Song Crochet. Yeah, because we got soap sacks, we got the sections for Warm Up America. I'm sure that there is one that's just right there and it's not going to come to me. So the thing with blankets is they can get really warm during the summer months for us in the upper hemisphere. Those in the lower hemisphere, you're about to jump into winter. So you're like, no, this is perfect timing for us. I mean, you could stock up on scarves if you want to, because it's just a strip. Suggestion, something you can do, because I can't think off the top of my head anything in particular that is like a great small, like summery type project that you can donate. What you could do is go to warmupamerica.org, and then they have I think it's on the top bar, I think it's donate that you hover over. You just hover over donate and a list will drop down, and there is an option that says current needs, and you click on current needs and it takes you to a page where you can scroll through a bunch of different charities that Warm Up America is lifting up, and they have like little blocked off sections, and it says what the charity name is, a little description of what they are and what they're looking for, and then it does say on there like specifically what they are seeking, what they're asking for. So you can like go through those and be like, okay, not that. Oh, I could do that. And maybe it'll give you some ideas, some inspiration. And it also gives a location where you can send your donations when you're done. So pretty cool. All right, Christina has question marks. So I'm going to look up Christina. Right. What are some summer crochet project ideas? I'm so glad that you asked. I'm going to be sprinkling those ideas throughout my social media and on my YouTube community post. So if you go to my channel, there's options. There's like videos, playlists, and one of them says community. If you click on community, it will look very much like a Facebook group on there, but only I post some things. If you click on the community, I'll be posting ideas for summer projects. It's actually the topic that it's so funny. It's the topic we're going over in my crochet club meeting tonight. Every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we get together over my crochet club membership, and there's the topic that we feature. And I either teach something or I do a presentation on something. And tonight's presentation is over summer crochet project stash buster ideas. 40 seconds left. But to help you guys out, I will be making like little blog, social media posts, and I will present a blog post as well for people to go check out. Thanks for asking. And then Dawn says, would you recommend making blankets for puppies or kittens? A friend of mine has a dog about to have puppies, and my neighbor's one cat just recently had kittens. Honestly, Dawn, I think that's personal preference. I've heard two different ways. I've heard some locations do not want, like they say don't. You also have to be careful what stitch you're making, because if your stitch has a bunch of big holes, then the nails, the fingers, toes, arms, they'll go through them. And if you're not careful, you might fold the project or fold around them, and you don't want to hurt the baby, right? So if you were to make a blanket for puppies or kittens, I would recommend that it be with a I mean, cotton yarn isn't as soft, but it's easy to just throw in the washer with a washing machine. Acrylic, every time you wash it, it starts to decompose a little bit. So you don't want to wash it frequently, is what I'm saying. You can wash it, but if you wash it frequently, it's going to do damage to it. So I think if I were to make a blanket for puppies or kittens, I would want like a cotton blend or a soft cotton, not a rough cotton, not a utility cotton like Lily Sugar and Cream or Peaches and Cream. Those are great for like kitchen accessories or structure. But I'm like thinking about a softer cotton. There's a lot of options out there. And I would use a stitch that was really dense, as in you really can't see the holes. So that way the animal's nails or appendages can't like go through the holes and get hurt. So awesome. Okay, I'm going to pause. I'm going to take a pause on questions right there. And I am going to prep for stretching. So I'm going to give you 1 minute because I know I've been talking. Give you 1 minute to find a good pausing, stopping place for project number 2 that we just finished. That way you can fold it up nice and neatly and put it away. And then when you're ready, please just stand up. That's a big deal. If you don't do anything, if you don't do anything but stand, that's enough for me. Okay. And I'm going to move my camera here. There we go. Now let's see how that looks. There we go. Okay, here we go. I don't know if you knew this, but we were just sitting for 50 minutes at least. If you were sitting for longer than, like you started sitting before we even started this live, then you've been sitting for longer than 50 minutes. And it is recommended that you stretch every 40 to 60 minutes, or you at least stand, move your body every 40 to 60 minutes. If you are like sitting that whole time, if you're working a sitting job or if you're crafting. And a lot of us seasoned crocheters, seasoned crafters, we've heard this a time or two. Many of us have even done stretching videos showing you like different stretches that we do. So every Wednesday I make a point to do a stretch with you. So even if this is the only time you stretch all week, at least we got it in. At least we got it in. I also try to do different stretches every week to keep things interesting so it's not the same old repetitive thing. So I'm going to start with our neck, and I'm just going to do simple neck rolls today. I'm going to move this. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to start by so one of these cameras is seeing me straight on, the other has me mirrored. So I can't say right or left because one will be correct and one won't. So just take one ear and place it just as close to your shoulder as you can, right? Feel that stretch. And then slowly, gently roll your head forward to the other side. So forward to the other side. Really feel that stretch the entire time that you're making it all the way around. Okay. And then back. Oh, hello. Thank you so much for the hearts. Shauna? Is it Shauna? I love it. All right. And then back. So we'll go back. And then let's go ahead and go back. So we're going to roll our head back. And the other way. I'm hearing way too much crack and pop. That's going on. Okay, that's one stretch. Next stretch we're going to do is a wall stretch to open up our chest. So when we crochet or we're crafting, we often take on this C curve thing. We're looking down, and usually our posture is forward as we are like doing this, right? So we're getting a big stretch on our upper back, but our chest is all coming in. We want to do the opposite to really help those muscles. So we want to open up our chest. One way that I think is really cool, but looks really awkward in my office space because of the built-in and how everything just kind of, I don't really have access to a flat wall in here, because I have too much crap. But so what you're going to do is you're going to come to a wall. You're going to place your arm on the wall, and then you're going to turn your body away from it. So, hello, right there. And what you want is you want to feel it like right here. Feel the stretch right here as you're opening up your chest. So shoulder and chest, that's where you want to feel it. And then just hold it for about 5-10 seconds. If you're really loving the stretch, you can hold it for longer. No harm, no foul. And then release and do the other side. Again, arm, and then turn away from it. Ooh. Feel the stretch right here. Hold for like 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5. I know you looked at my butt. I know it. Shame. All right. So the next stretch is just a table stretch. So find a flat surface. It can be a table or it can be a counter. Anything that's flat. I want your fingertips to face you. We're going to stretch our forearm. This is just one way to do it. Then you want to gently try to make your palm flat. So go with it. You don't have to like stay still. Kind of like move with your arm to make it flat. And once it's flat, then try to pull back and feel the stretch. Feel your body. You know, do not over push yourself, overextend yourself. This is all just about like making sure we try to get our body to move the opposite of what it was just doing for such a long time. So that way we're creating balance in our body, balance in what we're doing. It's very important for our body. All right, and then gently release. Do the other side. Spin fingers towards you. Go with it till the hand is flat, and then rock back till you feel that stretch. Whew. Whew. Awesome. And then slowly release. That is stretch number 3. Stretch number 4 is going to be finger flashes. I do this a lot. And I know it looks funny. And I've heard other people have fun with this. So I'm glad you do. But it's just finger flashes. And these help when you're starting to get those hand cramps. Maybe because we're working with our hands so clasped in like a fist shape. And depending on the tension of your stitches, how tight you're holding back the yarn, the working yarn, how tightly or you're holding your hook, it can cause some cramps. So doing some simple like extending your fingers as far and wide as they can go and then back. Extend and back. I call them flashes. And organically, I'll be crocheting. I'll be like, that's what it looks like organically for me. For us here, I'm like, all right, so structured. I just do a couple of those, not like whatever. Again, feel your body, listen to your body. Like, is this enough? Okay, you like them, keep going. Okay, the last stretch I am going to do is actually us sitting back down. It's for our lower back. So I always try to have a stretch. Oopsie. Doing the puzzle piece challenge here. I always try to have one stretch for the neck and one stretch for the lower back because that's the top and the bottom of the C curve that we make when we're crafting. So I know you guys can kind of see me. There's my chair. Yay, chair. And you guys. I'll bring you guys down so you can see. Well, hello. Welcome. Okay. So you're sitting in the chair. Usually you're doing this, right? So what we want to do is I think it's, I mean, I'm not a yoga pro here, but I think this is like the reverse cat cow or something. But you want to take your hands, you kind of want to arch this way. So really kind of like with your lower back, arch, get that lower back. Because we were just doing this. The opposite, working the opposite. We want to come back. I want to go like that. Okay. Give it a nice stretch. Maybe wiggle. Feel the stretch. And that's it. That's the 5 stretches that we're going to do together. So see, they're not bad. We didn't break a sweat. We're good. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set up the computer, the countdown. for our last 20-minute session. So that way you can dive right into project number 3, get started. Let me kind of fix my cameras because when I do this, I mess my cameras up all over the place. And then I will go over the giveaway. Okay. Make sure got this. That's good. Ooh, like too close, a little too close. Huh? Name that movie. Oh man. Do you guys do that? Do you do movie trivia? Like you just kind of like say quotes? They just come out. Okay. I see some questions. I will make sure that I get to those. Okay. But I know I have a lot of people that are eager for a giveaway because I haven't done a giveaway in a little bit. And some people are like, please do a giveaway. I love doing these Wednesday WIP knockouts. It is a highlight for me. It's my ability to really give back to you guys, give my time to help you with something and really connect with you and hang out with you. And something fun I get to do is I get to like do little giveaways in here, but I try to hide them to the end so that casual people, they don't know about it. And because of that, the number of people that actually enter into these giveaways are like less than 30. So your odds of winning are way high. The only thing, again, is make sure that you come back and check to see if you won. That way you don't miss out, right? So here's just some things that I put together that I'm giving away. This is going to be the giveaway that I will announce the winner to next Wednesday when we get back together. So what is in, you don't get the basket. Basket is mine. I just wanted to make this pretty for you. Okay. So you get everything that's in the basket though. What's in the basket? So I have 2 skeins of Wool in the Gang, which what? This brand is freaking awesome. Wool in the Gang. They're the exact same color. So that's a win. Washed out denim. Come on, label. Give me more information. Other side. 100, obviously, 100% upcycled, sustainable, chemical-free, dye-free. Make something unique to you. Wool in the Gang. Okay. That's what they give me. I'm like, okay. I actually haven't read a Wool in the Gang label before, but beautiful, beautiful stuff. The next skein is completely unopened. It's still in the wrapper. And this is Yarnspirations Karen Cakes right here. This is the color Blueberry Muffin. Blueberry Muffin. Could make something really cute with that. Easily make like a hat cowl combo, a hat scarf, a hat mittens. Super cute. So that's going to be in there. Then 2 gifts that I got from We Crochet are, this is still in the packaging. So I'll keep it in the packaging for the winner. All right. But this thing right here. Oh. There we go. All right. So it is. You're like, what am I looking at here? So we definitely see the We Crochet thing at the top. We Crochet. So what this is it's a ruler for one. The red thing on here, because you can kind of like see the red. See the red? So the red is like a gauge. It'll help you with your 4-inch by it's 4 inches wide. So that red part is kind of like you can just use that clear section, go over a swatch, and then use this to count how many stitches or how many rows. It makes gauging or counting easier for you. And then on this side, it has your hook size indicator. So I don't know if you've ever had it happen where you got a crochet hook and you couldn't figure out what size it was. Maybe the size was originally located on the bottom of the hook and now it's rubbed off, or maybe the size of the hook was located on like the side, but it's been worn off and you're like, I don't remember what size hook this was, then all you have to do is take the neck of the hook right after the hook. Do I have? Yes, I do. A lot of knitters use this more than crocheters, but what's awesome is they have both a they have a gauge here where I think crocheters can use this too. So you would take your crochet hook, you'd be like, nope, doesn't fit. Nope, doesn't fit. Nope, doesn't fit. Nope, oh, that was a little tight. Okay, there's you, there's you. So that one's too tight. So it's either you or you. No, what are you? And that is either a G6 4mm or a G 4.25 millimeter. And the correct answer I have on here, yep, G 4mm. Check that out. Cool. So again, crocheters may or may not use this, but knitters more so. Either way, we'll both get value out of it, especially with the gauge. And then the last thing, which is such a treat, is also from We Crochet. So excited to give this to the lucky winner. So this is also not opened. So I'm going to open this, but I promise I'll put it back so it looks brand new for you. So I'll be extra careful with the packaging. But oh my gosh. So it's like this beautiful leather feeling, what's the word? Accessory pouch, notions bag kind of thing. There's no little pocket inside, which is fine, but it's solid. It's very, very durable, and it feels like great quality, you know, something that's going to last a really, really long time. So that, and it's really pretty. Check out the little crochet, or I mean, sorry, the hank, the yarn hank here, and that's been punched into the bottom. Oh, it's so cool. So all of this is going to go to the lucky winner. Now, how can you enter? I have multiple platforms on here. I've got Facebook showing up. I've got TikTok showing up. And then I've got YouTube, but I can only use one platform to do the random comment picker to pick a winner. So I'm going to use YouTube because the majority of the people on the platform are from YouTube. Just go to my channel. You don't have to subscribe. Okay. Just go to the video. It's in my lives. It's going to be in my lives because obviously this is live. Go to my lives, and then I label the name of these videos, the date that they went live. So like today's video would start June 11th. So just go on my channel, go to lives, look for June 11th, right? And in that video, so do not put anything in the chat. The random comment picker will not grab from the chat. The random comment picker only grabs from comments. So in about 12 minutes after I have concluded this live, we've ended the live, go back to the video, leave a comment so that way I can use the random comment picker to grab it. Okay. And the word that I want you to put in the comments is summer. I did a little sticker. Summer, SUMMER, not capitalized sensitive, not cap sensitive. So make it all caps, all lowercase, capital S, lowercase, like doesn't matter. But, and you don't have to just put, like, you could just hop in the comments and say summer, enter. Sure. But it'd be even more fun if you left a comment that included the word summer in there somewhere, or you could even just leave a comment and at the very end of the comment, say summer. I've seen it done multiple ways. Whatever way works for you. I just will I will seek out that word so that way I know people made it to that section of the video. and they weren't just a random flyby leaving a comment saying, oh, this is fun, and they leave, and then they don't know anything about the giveaway. Because what happens, and that's not necessarily a trick, like, oh, you're only going to give away giveaways if like they watch the whole video. Well, that helps. That helps the algorithm for me. But also, if I know that they know there's a giveaway happening, they're more likely to come back to check to see if they won, and that's a big deal. Okay, so I see a lot more questions going on here. I want to welcome everybody for making it in, even if you're making it at this point in my live. Thank you so, so much, everyone on TikTok. Thank you for your time, everyone on YouTube. You're amazing. Love you. And everybody on Facebook, I couldn't appreciate you more. Thank you so much. We got 9 minutes and 20 seconds left of session number 3. Again, see how much work you can get done in this project, whatever project it is that you're working on right now. Again, the point of these Wednesday WIP knockouts is to see how far you can chisel away at your current projects. We're trying to get those projects wrapped up. I'm not adding to your plate. I'm helping you clean it off. That's the whole point of this live. Oh, Leanne, thank you so much for all the love, all the hearts. That's awesome. Okay, so back to it. And again, if I miss your question, I really don't mean to miss your question. Just ask it again, and I'm following along. I'm trying to make sure I get to the end. All right, so Feathersong says, wow, great ideas. I'm glad you started with question marks so I could read that. Thank you. I'm glad that helped. Question marks. Question marks. And again, I did not get to looking at my questions that were asked on TikTok, the questions that were asked on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube ahead of time. I got busy. So I will make sure I go and I get those questions and I have them prepared for next week. I apologize for that. If you had a question, you're hoping to get it today and I didn't answer it, either you could ask it right now if you're here, or if you're catching the replay, you can ask it there and I will answer it there, or I will make sure I answer it next week. So what is going on today, Amy? So much. We're now back. Last week was crazy. Last week, Wednesday, I got on live because we were not on the week before that because I was on an airplane. So I missed that week. Got on Wednesday, the 4th of June. So that way I was like, don't want to miss you guys 2 weeks in a row. And that week was huge catch-up week for me. I had so much just catch up. And then this week I'm starting to feel a little bit normal. Still got a lot of things going on, like moving my membership program from one platform to another. It's a lot of work. And other than that, we got a giveaway that we just announced, and we're just hanging out asking questions. And Linda says, I have 3 strips left to go around, which means I've completed. Congratulations. Look at you killing this project. Like you wanted us to hold you accountable, but you're going to be done in no time. Girl, good job. You're definitely going to meet your goal. Ready for suggestions on quick and easy joining. Honestly, the 3 quickest and easiest joins that I can think of off the top of my head is just looking at the right side of the project. So making sure all the strips are flipped so that the right side or the front side of the strips are all looking at you. Very important. And then doing a slip stitch in the back loop only of both. It's really pretty and it's really fast. You could also whip stitch if you just wanted to take your yarn needle and just whip stitch. That's another technique. And then a third fast and easy joining technique that you could use. I mean, there's a lot of different options. I think a lot of people really like the mattress stitch join, which is where you go from the bottom to the top of the back loop only of a stitch on side 1, pull through, then come to section 2, go from the bottom to the top of the back loop only of the same adjoining stitch on that side, and then pull. And then back to strip number 1, next stitch over, bottom to the top, back loop only, pull, second strip, next stitch up, free stitch up, bottom to the top, back loop only of that side, and pull. So that's, charades. Yay! I hope that made sense. I hope that helps. But those are 3 like really fast, easy joining techniques that I think would be awesome for you. But of course, there are so many. Like I have 7 techniques. I have a video on joining squares. This is the same exact concept as joining squares, as joining the 2 panels together, because you're looking at the V stitches of one and the V stitches of another. So you can look up all 7 of those techniques. And then I have another video that I created of 3 of my favorites and joining techniques, and you can check that out as well. So like, there's 10. 4 minutes left, guys. Time flies so fast. Oh my gosh. Yay, Jill just finished my Love Monster amigurumi. Feels great. Congratulations. We are celebrating with you, Jill. So excited for you finishing a WIP. That's awesome. Now remember, everybody, do not enter Summer into the chat because I can't pull from the chat. Like you're entering, if you put Summer into the chat, it will disappear and it will mean nothing. So wait until this video is over. Come back to the replay and leave a comment, because then I can use the random comment picker. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that I don't have anyone who's like, I put it on there and they put it in the chat and they didn't even qualify because it didn't get into the comments and it wasn't even in the pool to get picked, so I want to make sure that everyone gets that opportunity. La, la, la. They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. Oh, how funny. I love, there's quite a few people that quote movies, it's just fun, because it catches you off guard. And then all of a sudden it takes you to a different like mental experience. And it's just like that connection. It's so fun. Thank you, Feather Song Crochet. Like, I know somebody who does that too. You quotes movies too. Toya, thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad. I hope you have a great night too. We're almost over. We got 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Samantha, you had the hiccups. That's cute. All right, I want to make sure that I get to these real quick while we have 2 minutes left. So Fran mentioned she finished her first mosaic blanket. So I want to do a huge applause to Fran for finishing her mosaic blanket. Mosaic blankets are no joke. That is a lot of work, both in the process and the finishing process. And so like I'm if you get an opportunity, Fran, please post a picture. I would love to see it. Tag me at Crochet with Tiffany so that way I can see it. I would love to see it. Kelly G said, I finished 2 pillow covers and a blanket. Again, major applause for Kelly G for finishing projects. Mary Halestead finished 2 projects. Round of applause to Mary. And then Joanne Gonzalez finished a blouse for her niece's birthday. That's a big accomplishment. So congratulations, Joanne, for finishing that blouse for your niece. Again, we want to make sure that we celebrate everybody who finishes because it just feels so good, right? It just feels so good to finish that project, be done with it. It's not on your list anymore. It's not on your to-dos. It's not taking up space. And yeah, so very excited for everybody. And remember, if I missed your question or if you said anything worth celebrating, like this is your first live, or you finish a project, first live, finished project, or if you have a question that I missed, I'm going to go back through the chat and I'm going to write things down so that way I can make sure I address. And if you ask me a question over on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok, that was supposed to be answered in this video. I'm sorry, but I will make sure I write that down. I'll go back, write this down, and have them prepped and ready to go next week. And so make sure, circle your calendar. Make sure you're here next week to find out if you're the winner. That's it. Man, I had so much more I wanted to talk to you guys about. There was so much more I didn't even get to, but I had a blast with you, as I always do. I hope you had a lot of fun too. I really do hope you have the best day, and I will hopefully see you next week for another WIP. I can speak. I hope I can see you next week for another WIP Wednesday knockout. That's what I was trying to say. All right, bye everybody.